Namaste. I'm Ruchira Gupta. I am right now in Forbesganj, which is a small town in Bihar in India on the border of Nepal. I want to welcome you all to the Indo-Nepal dialogues which Bhaskar Gautamji is doing sitting in Kathmandu. We have launched these dialogues because we want to keep the friendship between India and Nepal going as we work through some difficult issues and some very easy issues. We are culturally similar, we are socially and economically tied in so many different ways. Our histories are similar, we are influenced by the same thought process, we are part of the same subcontinent, we live in the shadows of the Himalayas, which has given us the water which brings us life, and the people of Nepal are so much a part of our heart. So I want to launch this dialogue on Gandhi Jayanti, the day that Gandhiji was born, with Mr. Gautam, because I believe that Gandhiji has given freedom to both our countries. In a very concrete way, he led the freedom struggle against the British in India and launched a concept called Satyagraha. Satyagraha, or the vindication of truth as he called it, was his politics. It was the means and it was the end. It was the use of non-violence. It was the connection to the last man whom he called Daridra Narayan. It was also role reversal. Men would do the job of the women. The poor would do the job of the rich. The upper caste man would do the job of the lower caste man, and it was equalizing. This was the argument for truth and the vindication of truth that Gandhiji struggled all his life for. It touched every aspect of Indian thought and Indian life, but not just India's thought and Indian life, it touched everything in the subcontinent. Many leaders from Nepal who used to live in Banaras, who used to live in Calcutta, who used to live in Gandhi's ashram, like the great Tulsi Shrestha, were influenced by Gandhian thought because they could apply it in their own lives, in their own country. Tulsi Shrestha ji went back to Nepal and launched the Charkha Samiti because he had learned how to spin the yarn in the Gandhian ashram and believed that it was relevant to his own country. Why did he think it was relevant to his own country? Because Nepal too is economically backward just like India. Nepal too has a population which believes and lives simply. Nepal too, like India, lives in its villages. It is an agrarian economy where people live by farming just like India. So there were many similarities. We are also influenced by the same rivers, the same climate. Some of our gods are the same. Buddha, one of our great gods who was really a human being, lived both in Nepal and India. The wife of another mythological god called Rama comes from Nepal and lived in India. So we have cultural exchanges. There are no boundaries. The boundaries are political. Sometimes they change, sometimes they don't. But one of the things which also has influenced modern Nepal as much as modern India is Gandhian thought. And it began in the 1920s when Nepali leaders took part in India's freedom struggle, went to jail as to help India win its freedom against the British. Nepal was not colonized by the British, India was. And Nepali leaders took part in the jail bharo. At the same time, many socialist Nepali leaders are totally influenced by Gandhian thought because socialism came out of the Indian National Congress as first part of a caucus called the Congress Socialist Party, and then later its own party. But basically their primary way of thinking was Gandhi, then Jayaprakash, and then Lohia, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. And these leaders went on to give us an idea about Gandhi which was interpreted for the modern young man, where we could be more radical. While Marx influenced us to think about equality, Gandhi influenced us to think about non-violence and about humanity, how to be humanist. And this was the influence which BP Koirala, Girja Babu Koirala, Kishan Prasad Bhattarai, Ganesh Man Singh, three of Nepal's prime ministers and the president of Nepal's big political party, Nepali Congress, were all influenced by this Gandhian thought. I myself come from a Gandhian family and a Gandhian socialist family. My father still wears homespun to this day, and the idea of simplicity, the idea of sacrifice, the idea of the means being the end, and fighting for freedom using non-violent means, even going to jail, very much influenced my father, Vidyasagar Gupta, who went to jail in Purnia jail along with many Nepali leaders who were just across the border and friends of my uncle and my father. And many of them lived in my house in Forbesganj, Bihar, which became a hub for Nepali leaders fighting for freedom of Nepal from Rana Shahi, or a kind of monarchic rule. They wanted democracy too. And so India's freedom struggle and India's socialist struggle influenced the Nepali leaders to think likewise. And they also used non-violent means. They filled jails. They stayed for a long time in jails. They defied through civil disobedience, things which were imposed by the king, because he said that more than 5 people could not meet. Women and men could not demand their rights as equal citizens to vote. Everybody could not become a member of parliament if they so chose. So all these things which were enshrined in Indian constitution after our freedom struggle was then something which the Nepali leaders tried to find. And my own home and my father and my uncle Balkrishan Gupta became big influencers and friends of BP Koirala, and together they fought for Nepal's democracy as much as they had together fought for India's freedom struggle. So the Indo-Nepal dialogues, which Bhaskar Gautam and I are launching, is going to talk about what brings us together, what brings India and Nepal together, rather than what divides us. Because in this area of polarized politics, we want to go back to the Gandhian politics, which is about uniting diverse ideas, diverse people, diverse thoughts. This was Gandhi's biggest achievement. When he was a young man and a lawyer, he considered himself a failure. And he said that he really didn't know how to earn his own living when he went to South Africa. There, a South African Muslim merchant hired him to mediate between two parties, and Gandhiji succeeded. And he said then he realized that was his purpose in life, that he could bring different sides and different people together and different thoughts together. And when he came to India to join India's freedom struggle, the Indian National Congress at that time was passing resolutions against the British. Gandhiji came and galvanized it. He saw all the differences in India. India at that time was very divided. The zamindars were fighting against each other. The states were fighting against each other. People were supporting the British against a fellow Indian. The poor were fighting the rich. Different regions were divided. Different religions, Hindus and Muslims, were fighting. And Gandhiji brought it all together by telling them that their higher purpose was to live as human beings and to see how they could find their potential as human beings to attain their full freedom. And slowly he began to unite what was dividing. And I, at this moment in history, want to be part of the Indo-Nepal dialogues and find what unites us, because our destinies are always going to be bound. The river that starts in Nepal is going to flow to India, come what may. So our destinies are intertwined, and the Indo-Nepal dialogues will talk about that intertwining destiny. Please join us. Thank you.
रुचिरा गुप्ताको नेपालसँग आफ्नै खालको सम्बन्ध छ। उहाँ अहिले विश्वकै चर्चित र प्रतिष्ठित अधिकारकर्मी हुनुहुन्छ। तर उहाँको त्यो अधिकारकर्मीको लडाइँ नेपालमा हाम्रो नुवाकोट जिल्लामा उहाँले बनाउनु भएको सानो वृत्तचित्रबाट सुरु भएको थियो। त्यो बाहेक उहाँको परिवार भारतको उल्लेखनीय परिवार, वैचारिक दृष्टिकोणले, नैतिक दृष्टिकोणले अथवा राजनीतिक दृष्टिकोणले भन्नुपर्दा रुचिराजीका बडा बाउ हिन्दीमा ताउजी भन्छन्, बालकृष्ण गुप्ता भारतको समाजवादी आन्दोलनका उल्लेखनीय व्यक्तित्व हुनुहुन्थ्यो। उहाँ भारतीय लोकसभामा राज्यसभा सदस्य पनि हुनुहुन्थ्यो। त्योभन्दा पनि ठुलो कुरो उहाँको र लोहियाजीको सम्बन्ध, डाक्टर राममनोहर लोहियाको सम्बन्ध लगभग मार्क्स र एङ्गेल्सको जस्तै आधारभूत रूपमा सम्बन्ध थियो। दुवैको जीवन गाथा अभिभाज्य छ र लोहियाजीलाई म भारतको होइन विश्वको एक अत्यन्त महत्त्वपूर्ण चिन्तक मान्दछु र लोहियाजी र जयप्रकाशजी दुवैले 2007 सालको नेपाली क्रान्तिको सङ्घर्षमा परोक्ष होइन कति ठाउँमा त प्रत्यक्ष रूपमा हिस्सा लिनुभएको थियो। त्यो हरेक लडाइँमा रुचिरा गुप्ताका ताउजी बालकृष्ण गुप्ता उपस्थित हुनुहुन्थ्यो। अहिले सबभन्दा ठुलो कुरो नेपाल भारतको सम्बन्ध एउटा अत्यन्त अप्ठ्यारो र चुनौतीपूर्ण चरणबाट गुज्रिरहेको छ। हुन त यस्ता अप्ठ्यारा र यस्ता चुनौती कुनै पनि राष्ट्रका जीवनमा कहिलेकाहीँ अवसरका रूपमा आउँछ। यस चुनौतीको मर्म र निहितार्थलाई हामीले राम्ररी बुझ्यौँ भने कदाचित नेपाल भारत सम्बन्ध पहिलो पटक ऐतिहासिक दृष्टिकोणले वास्तविक र अनिवार्य धरातलमा उभिन पुग्नेछ। त्यसैले आदरणीय रुचिरा गुप्ताको, भास्कर गौतमजीको र योसँग गाँसिनु भएका अन्य सदस्य तथा प्रोफेसर विजय कर्णको पहललाई म धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु र यसका आगामी दिनका प्रत्येक कार्यक्रममा, प्रत्येक अभिक्रममा मलाई पनि सङ्लग्न राख्नु हुने उहाँहरूलाई अनुरोध गर्दछु। आज गान्धीजीको जन्मदिवस हो। कुनै समय यस देशमा गौतम बुद्धको जन्म भएको थियो। हामी अहिले नाक फुलाउँछौँ, ए गौतम बुद्ध हामी कहाँ जन्म गर्थ्यौँ, तर त्यो अभिलु गौड भएको छ। गौतम बुद्ध विश्वका छन्। त्यस्तै गान्धीजीको पनि जन्म गुजरातको एउटा गाउँ पोरबन्दरमा भए तापनि अब न उनी गुजरातमा सीमित छन् न हिन्दुस्तानमा सीमित छन्। उनी विश्व नागरिक भएका छन्। अमेरिकाको नागरिक अधिकारका महान योद्धा मार्टिन लुथर किङ जुनियर, दक्षिण अफ्रिकाका युग पुरुष नेल्सन मण्डेला, म उहाँको प्रभाव सर्वव्यापी छ। गान्धी चिन्तनको सबभन्दा बलियो धारा नर्वेमा थियो। नर्वेका प्रसिद्ध दार्शनिक जन गोल्टनले निकालेको पीस जर्नल भन्ने पत्रिका राष्ट्रिय स्तरमा ठाउँ पाएको थियो र त्यसले जुन विमर्श आजभन्दा 30-40 वर्ष दिन थालेको थियो, स्वयं गाल्टुन नेपाल आएर जुन काम गरेका थिए, नेपाल पनि आएका थिए, त्यसले आगामी दशकहरूमा निश्चय हामीलाई धेरै 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 शैक्षिक सामग्री प्रदान गरेको छ। त्यसैले यो जुन इन्डो नेपाल डायलग छ, गान्धीजीको जन्मतिथिलाई ध्यानमा राखेर गरिएको छ। यो गर्नुहुने महानुभावहरू सुश्री रुचिरा गुप्ता, युवा मित्र भास्कर गौतमजीलाई म एकपटक धन्यवाद दिन्छु। आज हाम्रो यो प्रारम्भ हो, सुरुवात हो र सुरुवातका बारेमा हिन्दुस्तानमै जन्मिएका एउटा उर्दूका कविले बडो सुन्दर ढङ्गबाट सुरुवातको रहस्य, सुरुवातको दीर्घकालीन अर्थका बारेमा व्याख्या गरेका छन्। गान्धीलाई श्रद्धा सुमन आफ्ना तर्फबाट चढाउँदै बताउँदै गान्धी चिन्तनका बारेमा विमर्श हामी गहराइपूर्वक गरौँला र गान्धीमा मात्र सीमित नभइकन नेपाल भारत सम्बन्धका बारे पनि हामीले लगातार त्यसका यावत आयामहरू चर्चा गर्नेछौँ। त्यस्ता आयामलाई कुरार्दा हामीले स्वाभाविक रूपमा विश्व दृष्टि विकास गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। त्यो पनि हामी अवश्य गर्छौँ भने हाम्रो भावी दिनका श्रोताहरूलाई विश्वास दिलाउँदै हाम्रो यो सानो अभिक्रमलाई म हेर्दा हाम्रो भन्न पुगेँ। सुरुवात त तपाईँहरू दुईजनाले गर्नुभएको थियो, अब म पनि भएँ, हाम्रो भएँ, अब हामी तीनजना भयौँ। तपाईँहरू श्रोताहरूमध्ये पनि हजारौँ देशलाई हाम्रो अभियान बनाइदिनु होला र हामीले यसरी हाम्रो अभियान हेरेर बनाइसकेपछि अघि मैले भन्न खोजेको शेर सम्झेर बनाउनु होला। इब्तिदाए इश्क है रोता है क्या, आगे आगे देखिए होता है क्या। यो हाम्रो सुरुवात हो र इस्क जस्तै चुनौतीपूर्ण हो। यो हाम्रो केही जीवन मूल्यका प्रतिको इस्क, जीवन मूल्यको प्रतिबद्धता, जीवन मूल्यका प्रतिको आकर्षण र जुनूनको यो अभिव्यक्ति हो भन्दै म तपाईँहरू समस्त श्रोतावर्गलाई, हामीसँग जुट्नुभएका, हामीसँग भविष्यमा जुट्नुहुने श्रोतावर्गलाई अभिवादन गर्दै आफ्नो यो आजको यो हस्तक्षेप मन्तव्य यहीँ टुङ्ग्याउँछु। धन्यवाद। जय नेपाल, जय हिन्दुस्तान।
नेपाल भारत लोक संवाद एउटा यस्तो हामीले प्लेटफर्म निर्माण गर्न खोजेको जसले नेपाल र भारतको बिचमा जनस्तरमा, जनताको स्तरको संवादहरू कायम रहोस्। यसको सुरुवात गर्ने भारतबाट रुचिरा गुप्ता, नेपालमा हाम्रो डाक्टर भास्कर गौतम हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँहरू दुईटाले सुरु गरेर यसमा आजदेखि म पनि जोडिएको छु र यो दुईटैले हाम्रो यो प्लेटफर्मको मौलिक रूपमा जनताको बिचको सम्बन्धलाई कसरी भरोसायोग्य, कसरी मजबुत, विभिन्न चुनौतीहरू सरकारी स्तरमा धेरै समस्याहरू देखिए पनि जनताका समस्याहरू आफ्नै खालका हुन्छन्, जुन कि कहिलेकाहीँ हामीले हेर्दाखेरि दिल्ली र काठमाडौँ दुईटैले बुझ्दैन र यो सम्बन्धले दुईटै देशको सरकारलाई पनि आफ्ना विचारहरूबाट, आफ्ना कामहरूबाट दुईटैले एकअर्कालाई सरकारलाई सुसूचित गर्ने, सरकारलाई जानकारी दिने र सरकारका निर्णयहरूलाई जनताको पक्षमा हुनुपर्छ भन्ने पार्नका लागि यसले महत्त्वपूर्ण योगदान दिन्छ भन्ने आशा गरेको छु। अर्को महत्त्वपूर्ण के भने ऐतिहासिक रूपमा भारतको स्वतन्त्रता आन्दोलनमा, नेपालको लोकतान्त्रिक आन्दोलनमा, त्यो चाहे 2007 को आन्दोलन होस्, 2046 को आन्दोलन होस्, 2062-63 को आन्दोलन होस्, अरू विभिन्न आन्दोलनहरूमा भारतीय जनता, भारतीय राजनेताहरू, भारतीय सरकार सबैको योगदान रह्यो। त्यसै गरी भारतको स्वतन्त्रता आन्दोलनमा, भारतमा विभिन्न समयमा भएका विभिन्न आन्दोलनहरूमा नेपाली बीपी कोइराला लगायत भारतका जयप्रकाश नारायण, नेपालबाट बीपी कोइराला, गणेश मानसिंह, कृष्णप्रसाद भट्टराई, मनमोहन अधिकारी जस्ता हाम्रा मूर्धन्य नेतृत्व नेताले भारतको स्वतन्त्रता आन्दोलन, भारतको अन्य आन्दोलनहरूमा महत्त्वपूर्ण भूमिका खेल्नुभयो। त हाम्रो सम्बन्ध लोकतन्त्रको सम्बन्ध हो, मानवीयताको सम्बन्ध छ, छिमेकीको सम्बन्ध छ, परिवारको सम्बन्ध छ, हाम्रो सम्बन्ध सांस्कृतिक सम्बन्ध छ, हाम्रो मात्र राजनीतिक सम्बन्ध होइन। यो अलग हाम्रो पारिवारिक सम्बन्धहरू, हाम्रो नाताका, रगतका नाताका, यो फेरि मात्र मधेसको पनि होइन, ताप्लेजुङ माथि पनि सम्बन्ध छ, माथि दार्चुलाको पनि मान्छेहरूको सम्बन्ध छ। त्यसैले यो खालि मधेसीको मात्र भारतसँग सम्बन्ध छ या बिहार र उत्तर प्रदेशका मान्छेको मात्र होइन, त्यो पश्चिम बङ्गालको जनजातिहरूको पनि छ। त्यसै गरी दार्चुलाका उत्तराखण्डमा र दार्चुलाका नेपालका दार्चुलाका त्यसरी नै सम्बन्ध छ। त्यसै गरी यो विभिन्न सम्बन्ध, विभिन्न जाति समुदाय, धार्मिक रूपमा विभिन्न हाम्रो धर्मका विभिन्न आस्थाहरू भारतमा छन्। नेपालमा पनि जनकपुर, लुम्बिनी, पशुपतिनाथ, यी सबै धार्मिक स्थलहरूमा हाम्रा धार्मिक सम्बन्धहरू पनि छन् र एकअर्काका आस्था पुञ्जहरू एउटै छन्। हाम्रा धार्मिक आस्थाका पुञ्जहरू एउटै छन्, हाम्रा सांस्कृतिक आस्थाका पुञ्जहरू एउटै छन्। भाषा, संस्कृति, धर्म, यी सबै कुराहरूले नेपाली र भारतीयहरूको सम्बन्धलाई मजबुत बनाएको छ। यसलाई अझ बलियो, अझ यसमा ऐतिहासिक तथ्यहरू अन्वेषण गरेर यस्ता कुराहरू हामी राख्नेछौँ। भोलिका दिनमा यो प्लेटफर्म एउटा ठुलो जनता जनसंवादको ठुलो प्लेटफर्म बन्नेछ भन्ने आशा गरेँ।